Good evening, everyone. My name remains Adeoti Olatunde Michael of Omega Bio Entertainment. This is going to be the second day challenge of our training on making use of ChatGPT to advancing thesis write-up. Today, we are going straight into exactly where we stopped yesterday. Don't forget that yesterday we started looking at chapter one, and in that chapter one, we look at ChatGPT as one of the most common and the most common generative AI that they normally use for thesis generation. And we were able to look at and see that we should not see AI as being in the front. So we should rather be in the front of AI as a leader. So some of us might be wondering, we might be considering that maybe AI is going to take our job space in the nearest future. No, we are the one that is going to start directing what AI should do. We should give AI direction. And the same thing, we were able to look at some basic components of research thesis writing, and we actually started with using of the acronyms, which is thesis. We look at it, and we said T is for topic clarification, H is for hypothesis and research framing, evidence organization, systemic drafting, integrity and improvement. That has to be there. So it is one thing for AI to do our job. It is another thing for us to be able to subject what AI has actually generated for us, to subject it to the test of integrity, test of quality, and the test of a good standard. And that's the reason why immediately after generation of our um, thesis by ChatGPT, it also has to be subjected to uh, human test. We have to check it. It's not that we have to stop where ChatGPT has generated it for us. We have to check it by using our own human thinking, our deep thoughts. We are the one that is going to give it the intellectual direction, the situational comprehension. AI might not be able to do that. And after we must have done all this, we actually need to subject it to the tests, which is of intellectual. So, and I give you an assignment which some of us, many of us, we have submitted on the WhatsApp group platform. I want to say kudos to you. We are going to go a bit further today, and we are going to start with chapter two. That is talking about academic writing process. We want to look at the traditional way of writing thesis, and we'll compare it with AI assisted. So let us try and see our old method of writing, our forefathers' way of writing before the advent of artificial intelligence. We are going to compare it today, and we'll see. So the first thing we will do is that let us examine the traditional thesis, the workflow of traditional thesis, what we normally do in those days. So in those days, we normally carry files around. We always write with pen and paper, and that is what we normally used to do. So let's look back into the traditional method. And the first thing is that it also starts with topic selection. Under normal circumstance, before we will be able to think about our topic, conceptualize it, and get it approved by our supervisor. So it will always also start with that. Also start with that, then followed by that, literature gathering. We have to move from one pillar to post, moving from one library to another, get physical books that could be as voluminous as 100, 1,000 pages, and this one journals, we read journals, physical journals here and there, conferences, we gather a lot of materials, and that will be exactly what will constitute to be our research search. So the second and the third one is manual structuring. For us to be able to structure which of these journal should form my introduction, which of these ones should form my literature review, you could gather 50 journals and you might not even see a single one that can even uh, constitute or be enough for you to even use as your introduction. So that means you have to do a lot. So then coming to the level of drafting, you draft the draft, I mean the write-up. Now, when you draft it, this one can take you almost eternity for you to get a correct fashion. The supervisor can tell you that, oh, this is stupid, this is not what I expected you to do, go and write it this way. What that your supervisor corrected, when you bring it back, the supervisor can still recorrect what he has recorrected. So the process of writing thesis, drafting thesis is always very, very tedious. So you struggle a lot with topic selection, struggle a lot getting a lot of relevant literature here and there, journals, you print, you photocopy, you buy, you do a lot, you borrow a lot. Okay, then you start now structuring them one after the other. You write from here, you have to integrate it with the another one. So coherence used to be very, very difficult. Agreement between all these authors we used to be very, very, because one author A says might be quite different from what author B says. So you have to look for a way of balancing the two thoughts together. So that is under manual structuring. So the next one, which I said is very, very tedious. In fact, I can boldly tell you that drafting just ordinary abstracts of not more than 500 words can take you 12 months, because it is what I experienced on ordinary abstracts. I know how many months I spent, not to talk of how much time did I spend in write up. Write up, you just write this one after you must have written up to 20, 50 pages. Then you take it to your supervisor. Your supervisor will just say and rubbish everything and ask you to still start again. So it's also very, very difficult. Another stage is um editing. Editing, after you must have drafted that, you need to take time, correct senses, plagiarize, I mean correct. In fact, at that time it was just copy and paste. You have to rephrase so that it is not going to be so similar. Do you know that you can draft just one sentence, and that sentence can take you almost eternity for you to be able to draft it correctly, to remove plagiarism, that it's not going to sound similar to the. So editing is also very, very, very difficult. Then revision, formatting, all these are the stages before you get to submission. So now let us now compare it with the AI assisted workflow. Do you know that if you are so careful, if you know what you are doing, if you know how to give your AI good structured prompting, you can just end the journey of topic clarification a day within a day. So, like now, the assignment I gave you now, you've already structured your literature review with the help of AI. So the next thing for you is just for you to be able to uh, go and expand on the context that you have already gotten. So outline generation, you can in a single day, you can get to You can start from topic clarification, get to literature review categorization, do your online generation, and sometimes within a single day, you can even have the first drafts for your supervisor of chapter 1 and chapter 2, at least to certain level. Because if you have a very good chapter 1, or that's going to, if you outline it very very well, it's going to actually help you to be able to do a good write-up. So after you must have done all this, so the next thing is grammarly refinement. So you check spellings using of another generative AI. Don't forget that your write-up is going to be divided into two. Now, thesis write-up is going to be divided into two. The first one is what we are teaching you, that the one that you should do by yourself. Oh, and that is nothing but what? Using ChatGPT to do that. Another one is a Grammarly refinement. We also subject it to what? To intellectual competence, integrity tests, standard tests, quality tests, optimization tests. So we need to subject it to another one, which is a Grammarly. So I am going to also give you a kind of how we'll be able to do that as well. You can actually start with the free version, at least. To the only thing is that the free version has some limitation. So this one is a paid version, so I am going to also teach you how to do that. But before we, just let us continue this. So scholarly, that optimization, ethical originality, all these stages will be performed by what? By Grammarly, level of refinement. So the next one is a structure submission preparation. That is everything. You need to take notes that out of all, uh, AI does not eliminate all these steps. It does not eliminate all these steps from step one to the last step. The only thing AI do or does for you is it improve your speed. Instead of waiting for 2 months, 3 months, you can get it done in a single day. Get it done in a single day. So it improve the speed, it improve the structure, the way you structure it. AI can actually help you to be able to do that and make more clarification for you to be able to do that. It also improve your iterations. It also improve your iteration. So that is that about that. Now let us go to, I gave you just yesterday, I gave you an acronyms for thesis, and that is why, I mean, how we are going to start picking it one after the other. So that's why part 2, chapter 1 is going to be centered on topic clarification. So choosing a topic, using structure. So yesterday, I think I actually gave you, okay, structuring a topic. So let's see some practical section. Let's see how we can do it. So you go to ChatGPT, okay, go to it, let it, okay. So don't forget that I told you yesterday the quality of your input will determine the quality of your output. So assuming you are to write you are to, okay, assuming you are a final year student of microbiology, I want you to generate, just very simple, generate 5 researchable, researchable, practicable, uh, topics. for my project. So you can see that that's the advantage of having a writing assistant like Grammarly. You can see this one is already correcting the grammar for you. So let us see now. So let's see those topics. Okay, those topics is researchable, practicable, affordable, scientifically solid, relevant to public health. So you can see that generated topic 1 to 5 for you because we said 5 topics. You can see. So out of these, you can pick any one, go and refine it and pick any one so that you can actually work on it. So that's why the first T, that's why our thesis is starting with T. So many students struggle because they choose topics that are too broad, select with insufficient data, pick things for this. So poor prompt example. So you can see, suggest thesis topics in microbiology. This is too fake. Let us see how ChatGPT is going to see this one for you. It's a very poor prompt. Let us see. Very poor. Suggest thesis topics from in microbiology. See. Mhm. You can see all this is going to generate it for you. The one of the reasons why this one is actually generating it for us, but you can see it's still fake. And why it's still generating it for us is just because I have been I've actually trained my ChatGPT to look like me, to reason like me. That's one thing with AI. The more you use AI, the more it will get close to you. The more it's going to get used to you. You need to train them. That's the advantage of machine learning. You can train them to your own model. So that is it. So that is a one. Let's now compare it with what the second prompt suggests 10 focused and researchable undergraduate thesis topic in microbiology which is related to antimicrobial resistance, including the. So it's going to generate it for you. So when you compare what this one is going to generate, compare it with what this one is going to generate, and compare it with the one even me I use in generating five. This you can see it already. Why this one work? Apart from suggesting the topics to you, it has actually. So anyway, we have actually left all those stages. So let me move to very fast to this so that we're able to see. So define. So the level we are is the level we can make use of a ChatGPT or generative AI to be able to do one thing or another for you. So I want you to, just like I said, this material is going to be available on my website as well as my online store, which you can actually get them there. Then apart from that, don't forget that our major focus is for us, for you and I to be able to generate our thesis, which is going to be like more than 40,000 words, 50,000 words, a whole thesis, so to say. So we are going to use that. So another thing that I actually want you to know, I told you that this is going to be a practical section. This is going to be a practical section to the level that, in fact, this material, I was even able to summarize, simulate the way some of the likely questions that you can encounter anytime you want to do your external examination. So I asked ChatGPT to play the role of a student as well as play the role of an external examiner. So what are those likely questions that you can ask or the external examiner can ask you and what are the best responses that you can give to uh, the external examiner, so that it is going to make sure that you do it the right way. So now, um, my major one of the objective, or what of one of the goals of this write up is that, okay, now look at this. Don't forget that, let's start from the introduction. So how can you write the introduction of your work with artificial intelligence? Don't forget that the key ingredient of a good introduction, which happen to be chapter one, is that it is going to tell you about the background. You need to know, you need to have the good background of what you are writing on. So topic, have a very good background of it. So you will be picking it one after the other. If you want ChatGPT to do the right thing for you, it's not that you just have to bombard ChatGPT with a lot of questions and ones. So let us see now that we have background. Okay. Oh, now let's try and draft um, components. Okay. You can also ask ChatGPT to do that for you. Okay. Let's give it some. Okay. Yeah. I want you to outline a good chapter one. You have to give it some limitation, say like 10,000 words. Oh, sorry. I just want to have the outline of chapter one, which is introduction. Let me just pick one topic here. Okay, let me pick this first topic. On this topic, introduction. On this topic, let's see how it is going to structure it. On this topic, which is that. So, hmm, let's see. Hmm. So it is already structuring it for you to be able to write good introduction on this topic. In the first paragraph should be a general background. Under that general background, you should be able to define microorganisms and their ubiquity, that is, they are found everywhere, cosmopolitan. Then you should be able to explain how bacteria survive in animate surfaces. Then you should be able to now introduce the concept of environmental contamination. So all this is going to be your paragraph one. Paragraph two now, you need to talk about what laboratory services as this. So now, so after you must have done that, which is background. Look at background though, that's 1.1. So 1.2, you have to talk about the statement of the problem. Statement of the problem. So after that, you talk about aims of your study. Your aims of your study. It has to be one. And the aim here is to isolate and determine the antibiotic susceptibility pattern of this. So you copy it somewhere. So let's see. Let's say you have now using the above generated formats. I want you to write chapter 1 with, okay, citing appropriate searchable references in Thesis. Write in pure essay formats. Okay, essay formats. Making sure that your words your words are not more than 10,000 words. Okay, so this one is already correcting us. So even if you don't know what to do, if you even don't mind your level of construction, maybe that you have to be perfect in English before you'll be able to know. What you do is, even if, let's say, you wrote something like this and you are not so sure of your construction, you are not so sure of the professional, just say, just tell ChatGPT to, I want you to rephrase the prompts below like a professor, like a professor of AI. So let's see. It is going to rewrite for you. Mhm, mhm. So you can see now, instead of you to use your own like this, which are this, just tell ChatGPT to still prompt for itself. Now look at this. So you can now use this one to generate your chapter 1. So so now tell ChatGPT to generate it in segments because of the word limitation. Generate this in segments because of the word limits and word limitation. Okay, so let's see how it is going to generate for us. So you can now see it is starting from 1.1 background statement of this. So you can see this is your chapter 1. That's finished with 1.1, that started with 1.2 now. 1.2. So it's still going to tell you, don't forget that you have limited it to generate it for you in what? In segment. So the next one is going to be 1.3, which is aim of the study, objective of this. So let us see. Shall I proceed? Tell it. Yes. Please proceed until you have reached the word, the permitted words limits. Okay. So that's the continuation 1.3 that started 1.4 again. Okay. The hypothesis. Okay. So at this point, chapter 1 is fully developed in structured academic format and remain well within the permitted word limit. So that means it has fully completed this. So you need to check like human, just scan through, check what it has done. One of the um areas that you need to strengthen the more is the area of these references, because as a researcher, at the end of your write-up, you are only permitted to do your citation. uh, the in-text citation is only permitted to be in author. Once they are more than two authors, you make use of author. Now, but this one is generating it for you, uh, an incomplete this. So you can now start to pick it one after the other, or you can instruct it. Generate all the cited references, all the cited references in full without leaving out any author, and remove all the DOIs. You see? Okay, this one does not even come with DOIs. Okay, it does not come with DOIs. Okay, so ask it. It's going to correct itself. That's why I said ChatGPT, you can see, Alonge. And if you compare it with this one, look at Alonge here. Let's look at Alonge here. See Alonge here. Just cited Alonge who 2019. So that's not a complete references. So that's one of the reasons why you have to do a lot of check even after AI has given you. So the Alonge who is now Alonge Olalekan Adebayo, all this one. Even one of the reasons why this one is like this is just because we did not actually specify. So after this one has generated it for you, you can see your chapter 1 is already generated. So what you do is just copy all here, and go and open your Microsoft Word, paste it here. So that is your chapter 1. So what you do now is you start removing trashes. Okay, chapter 1. So you start the work of editing. So we are going to store this. We are going to store this now. I'm going to, okay, justify, delete. So since this one is not complete, it's not the references we are looking for, just delete it, remove. Don't need this one again. Okay, so that we now have 1.2, so the next one is 1.3. So you remove this placeholder, we call it placeholder. Okay, remove this one as well. So you can see that there are lots you need to do even as human. So for example, now there's nowhere it is acceptable in the whole world where literature are cited under objective. So just remove it here, but you take note of, in case you want to talk about one of the reasons why you are putting it there. So take note of that. You can see you remove. So that's why we said generative AI or AI cannot perform your role. It can only help you to get to your destination earlier than when it is when you are expected to get there. So now, and if you now look at this, you look at this now, you will see that already we have 7 pages already, 7 pages. So this should be to 1.5, okay, and this is to Times New Roman, and let everything be on font 12 before you have to do the editing and make it this one and that one. So this is how you can actually generate this. So now the next step is that after you must have generated it like this, the next step is, how are you so sure, how will you be so sure in terms of grammar correction for you, plagiarism and the AI generation. There is the level of AI generation in the document should not be more than 10%. So that means you have to reduce it to that. So now let me now use Grammarly to be able to edit this one. Okay. Okay. So I want to go, and so I've opened, this is a Grammarly because it's a new document. Open it. This is how it's going to appear. Okay. So you wait until that's loaded. Don't forget that this one is a paid version. This is paid version. It's going to do almost 100% for you. So let's wait until this has opened. Okay, in documents. So don't forget that I have copied. I have copied the whole of our chapter one. I've copied it. I will want to paste it here. It's already pasted, so you can see. So some of those things that you needed to do, there are so many things that you needed to do. All those underline, all those ones that you underline them, they are what? They are places of concern, places whereby you need to fix before you will be able to. This one is already suggesting that microorganisms are ubiquitous component of natural environment and are capable of colonizing it. It's suggesting that environment, so we have added that. Mm, okay. So this is what Grammarly can do for you. It's trying to, you need to go and polish it. This write up, go and polish it. Okay. Now, this is just the way in situ, the way you put it there. Now, let us now start narrating it. Grammarly proofreader, you ask Grammarly to proofread for you. Let us see. So, you can see it is going to do a lot. You fix the critical mistake, improve accuracy and clarification. Long sentences is going to shorten it. You're going to use simpler word choices, sharpen it. This is just one out of it. Another one is uh, so that means it has detected 12 area of focus to sharpen on key points. Use simpler word. Let's see how many it's going to have. Let's see how many this is going to have. So you have so many. You have AI writer, AI detector, citation finders, AI grader, paraphraser, humanizer, and so on. Plagiarism checker. Then what experts are saying, the way experts can write your thesis, the same topic that you have, the way they can do that. You can see shorten long sentences, simpler words. So now let us see. So what you do is you now start fine tuning it one after the other. So the first one, because it's long, okay? So you just be clicking it, it's going to accept, it's going to do it for you. Accept. So there are some areas whereby or some aspect that you don't have to accept it. So I'm just making use of this one as a demonstration. So there are instances that what AI will be suggesting for you might might still be an error. That's the reason why you need to subject it to this and also make sure that you read very well. So that is the area which I want you to actually concentrate on. Today we have been able to see how we can make use of ChatGPT, which is AI, to write a powerful introduction, which includes background, problem statements, um, aims and objectives, significance, the scope, and this one. And we are able to make use of um, a prompts in order to write our chapter 1 for us. And we have seen the way it has actually drafted our chapter 1. And you have seen the way I have also subjected it to partial refinement by Grammarly. So at the end of this uh, material, I was able to give out some prompts that you can make use of to be able to write your your own thesis. Be able to write your own thesis when maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the third day of the challenge, and we'll move to how can we make use of ChatGPT to write literature review. So I am expecting that by tomorrow, on your own topic, make use of the prompts I use. I'm going to send the prompt I use to generate the introduction today. I'm going to paste it on the group WhatsApp. That is the platform, so that you can also just make sure that you make use of it to generate your own introduction. Your own introduction. So instead of you to use 10,000 words, I want you to use 15,000. Increase it to 15,000. So generate it. So let me go to the prompt I used, so that that same prompt is what you will use. Let me go and paste it on the group. Okay, so this is it. This is it. Okay, let me. Here's our group. Okay, is our group. The prompt here. So make use of that and use it to generate your what? Generate your chapter one. So I am expecting you to have written your chapter one by the before we start tomorrow. I want to see it tomorrow. So without wasting our time, I want to actually stop here today. I have said a lot, and I've actually made use of the practical to demonstrate to you how you can make use of ChatGPT to generate your introduction. What are those ingredients? I have not actually, we have not actually gotten to a stage we will be talking about genetic prompt engineering. No, prompt engineering. What are the qualities of the prompts? What are the ingredients? What are the components uh, of good prompts that if you do not have any part of it, if any part of it is missing, ChatGPT might not be able to give you a very good output. And that's why don't forget the rule, don't forget the philosophy that the quality of your input will determine the quality of the output you are going to get. Not only with ChatGPT, any AI at all, any AI at all. So that is what you should know. Once again, at the end of this lecture, I want to believe that every one of you should be able to write your